Alright tubes, what is going on? Hopefully y'all are enjoying your time in social isolation as much as I am. If you're like me, you're trying to keep as busy as possible and make the most of this time and really take advantage of it. What I'm going to be working on today is this is my quad that you probably remember seeing featured in some videos quite a while back. But it's been abandoned for quite some time now. I'd estimate possibly as many as 5 years it's been sitting. I don't really remember exactly, but I know it's been quite a while, as evidenced by the pretty substantial covering of dirt over the whole thing. You know, you got corrosion building up on the fins here, and this tire looks like, well, I don't know, who knows, maybe it'll hold air, but it's obviously been sitting flat for quite some time. But anyway, the goal here is to get this thing running and hopefully do that with as little effort as possible. And what I mean by that is, I want it to run good, but if it doesn't require a carburetor rebuild, I'm not going to do a carburetor rebuild just to, kill time. That being said, I think the first thing we're going to need here is a battery. Doesn't look like we got a battery in here, so I'm going to search for a battery. And then I checked the fuel just a minute ago, and it's bone dry in there. So get some fuel this thing up, and just see what it'll do. So good news, my dad actually bought a brand new battery for it, so we shouldn't have to worry about that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and install that and fill up the fuel tank, and then I'll get you guys set up on the tripod and we can see if this thing's going to start on its own. Well, as you saw there, not even a pop. So what I've done here is I've took the air filter off, and I'm going to try spraying some starting fluid directly into the carb and see if we get anything. If not, we have a possible indication of a spark problem, which, it's not out of the question, but I wouldn't expect that since this did run when I parked it. But either way, let's give that a shot, see what happens, and make a determination of what we're going to do from there. Well, at this point it seems as though we have an obvious fuel problem, as it's barely wanting to run, even spraying fuel directly into the carb. Likely a stuck float, so I think I'm going to go ahead and remove the carburetor, get it on the bench, and see if we can, maybe not do a complete tear down on it, but at least pull the bowl off and see what's going on inside. Alright, stand by. Alright, I'm in the process of removing this carburetor, and as you can see, I've got the airbox taken out. It's sitting up against a tree over there, and I discovered something here that might be kind of promising. Now, this isn't the first time I'm doing this now, so you're probably going to see some fuel coming out, but as I was removing this fuel line, when I pulled it off, I noticed that no fuel dripped out. And again, this isn't the first time I'm doing this, so that time fuel dripped out, but you'll see right now there's no fuel dripping out. Now, what I'm going to go ahead and do here off camera is I'm going to take the fuel control and move it to the reserve position. And what you might notice is that there was a bit of a drip initially there, but now there's not really any fuel coming out, and that's kind of a problem. Now, if we go ahead and turn it to the on position now, you'll see the fuel starts dripping out. I'm going to turn it back off just so it doesn't spill all over the place, but if you leave it on, it does indeed continue to drip out. Based upon that discovery, it might be just that we have a clogged petcock somehow, such that fuel's only coming out when the switch is in the on position, which is not really a major deal, probably not a problem that I'm even really going to worry about. If I can get it to run on the on position, I'm just going to call it a day. That being said, I think the next logical step here is to hook this fuel line back up, put the clamp back on, and see if this thing will run with our fuel in the on position. Well, that wasn't too hard. Seems like it's running about as good as it did when I put it away. That's not bad at all. I don't think there's anything that needs to be addressed in terms of the idle circuit. So now it's just a matter of seeing if it keeps running like that and if it'll run at a load. So I think what I'll do is I'm going to let it warm up for a little bit, and then we'll put some air in these tires and see if we take it for a ride around the block. And if it's good to go, it's good to go. If not, we'll keep working. Well, I'm pretty pleased to say that it seems to be running just fine, and I don't think any additional repairs are going to be required here. It could definitely use a bath, but as far as mechanical problems, I don't think there are any at this point. We'll put the airbox back in, make sure that's all hooked up, and then our seat can go back on, and that's really going to be it as far as that goes. So given the fact that this repair went much quicker than I expected it to, and really didn't require that much time, and therefore resulted in a relatively short video, I figured I'd give you guys some bonus material and show you what we're working on and why we needed the quad in the first place. We got this dead pine tree we're looking to take down, and you know, there's not a whole lot to it other than the fact that we don't really want it falling backwards into that shed there. We'd much rather it fall forwards, and so we're hoping to facilitate that with the use of the quad. My dad's climbing the tree now, putting a rope in there, and once we get that hooked up, it should be a matter of just cutting the wedge out, applying some pressure with the quad, and down it should come. So stand by. Alright, well, I'd say that's a success. The method of directing the fall of that tree seemed to work quite well. We actually threaded the needle even better than we thought we would. This walnut tree right here, we were figuring that would just be collateral damage, and you know, if it got taken out, it got taken out, but we actually even managed to miss that, so not too bad at all. So now just a matter of cutting that thing up and stacking up whatever firewood we're going to keep and putting the rest out of the street. So I think that's going to do it for this video. Like I said, I figured I'd just give you guys some bonus material since there really wasn't much at all required to get this thing running. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Please give it a thumbs up if you did. Subscribe if you're not subscribed, and we will see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys are well.